So this story actually began 8 months ago when a deal was made between two friends who both needed to lose some weight. Stan needed to lose 20 pounds and I needed to lose at least 40. So we made a deal. The reward for losing the weight over the year was a hunt out west. Now, I don't want to talk about the process of losing that weight because my brain tries to forget painful and traumatic experiences. And we chose antelope because on the east side of Wyoming, most of the hunting zones have a near 100% draw rate. So we knew we had a high likelihood of drawing tags. And whatever you call them, antelope, pronghorn, or speed goats, none of us had ever hunted them before. You know, the amount of crap you think you need and what you end up using never seemed to line up. And we packed it all in the back of Zach's truck, said goodbye to family, and headed west out of Missouri. Driving through Nebraska is always painful, therefore no video of that. We did have a lot of time to discuss the meaning of life, however. After 12 and a half hours, we made it to Edgemont, South Dakota, where we would be staying for the week with a family friend. After a short night's sleep, we woke to 45-degree temps, sunshine, and a friendly welcome from the town's mule deer herd. We got our gear ready and headed out to do some scouting. It was only 20 minutes from the house to get to our first public hunting area in our Wyoming hunting zone, and it was only about 20 minutes after that Zach had already spotted a decent goat out across this huge valley. This entire area is approximately 12,000 acres.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Precision Rifle Network. We're out here in Wyoming, a couple of good buddies, trying to kill us some antelope. What do you think, Stan?
Man, it is. We drove hard the other day, coming from Missouri, 12 and a half hours to get out here, and got a little bit of sleep, got up this morning, and come to our first spot of public ground.
Yeah, we're pulling up here, and there's a nice little overlook. I was like, let's get out and glass, and so looking through the binoculars, we spotted a pretty nice goat behind us and got the spotting scope on him. And I don't know how to judge a goat, but he looked big to me, so I convinced these guys to take a hike and go after him. So
it's going to be a long walk, I think, but we're going to make it happen here today. We're going to get going here.
You know, the problem with this kind of terrain is that there's a lot more hills and valleys than the open country would suggest. It ended up being about 2 miles to where we saw that goat. I couldn't help but think about the hike back out, since I was the only one with a backpack.
Man, things happen fast. Zach, slow it down for us. Tell us what just happened.
Well, we just made that long hike, which ended up being longer than we thought it was. A little deceiving. We can't judge distance out here in the West, but that goat was right where we thought he was. I topped this little rise, and he was bedded facing away from us right at 200 yards. And we were looking for more of a long-range shot, but I wasn't going to pass that up. So right about the time I got on the gun, he went ahead and stood up for me, and so took that shot, made a good shot, and he went up over the hill. And I was getting ready to start celebrating, and then another goat that we didn't know was there popped up, and he looked pretty good. So,
and you'll see it on camera. You'll see it on camera, Zach's kill, and then this goat in the background. And what you're not going to see is me throw the camera and run to get behind the gun. And we know we hit that one well. We saw my goat go down at that second antelope, and so it looked like a good buck that stood up. And so he's down, and we think you put a good hit on yours, but we're going to go check it out.
Yes, we absolutely made fun of Stan for wearing those tennis shoes. Despite the footwear choice, he knows how to handle his rifle and dropped his goat dead in its tracks. Zach's goat ran about 100 yards and died on the other side of this rise.
Zach, congratulations. What a buck, man. Tell us the story.
Goat number 2 here today. This one actually, this is the one I saw bedded when we snuck up over that rise. We saw him from, it was almost 1.75 miles to almost 2 miles away, and guessed that they would still be right where we saw them last, and made a big loop and came around, and we crested this knob right up behind us, and he was bedded 200 yards.
Well, as y'all know, now the hard work begins. And I won't bore you with all those details. There wasn't much left to do but the dragging and then the tagging. Well, after packing those big boys all the way back out to the truck, we would then spend the remainder of the day driving and glassing for my antelope. I had placed slightly stricter guidelines on my kill, however. I wanted a trophy buck, and I wanted the shot to be beyond 500 yards if possible. Well, Stan and Zach shot their goats within the first hour of the day, and I ended up finding mine at the end of the day. He was out there, all alone, and I remember Zach saying, "Hey, there's one, but man, he's a long ways away." Well, as I recall, I just kind of laughed and said I better step out and take a closer look. I ranged him right at 600 yards, dialed in my dope, and took a deep breath. The wind was left to right, full value at about 7 miles per hour. Dumped him, dead right there. Nothing left to do but celebrate.
Joel, congratulations. What a buck. Tell us the story.
Just cruising some of these roads out here in Wyoming, and we spot this antelope out on some public ground, and we went ahead and ranged him, and he was 600 yards on the button, and decided to take him. Looked like he had good mass, good cutters, and it took me a minute to get the wind to where I thought that was just right. Then just squeezed it off, and he dropped dead in his tracks. I mean, first long range hunting kill for me. And as Precision Rifle Network, we're going to be getting into this long range hunting a little bit more. So, what a transition! This is a great way to kick that off.
Man, and it's fun to see all the work you put in the range, and then to bring it out here in the field, and to end up with a buck like this. It is just awesome. And so, again, congratulations, buddy. Excited for you.
Thanks. Been a great day. Thanks you guys for watching. Tune in again soon for another great video.